Hello, welcome back. We're going to look at the Y-Wing. Now, I want to, I'm doing this a little bit of in a rush here, but I really want to kind of show, because, we have the old Y-Wing from Glue back here, and I do have, whenever they gave us a droid, they would always give us an R2. But now, when we're looking at the new one from Hasbro for the Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadrons, we have a bigger Y-Wing that's still in pieces. This is the way it came in the box. It was separate. I didn't put it together yet, and I did want to kind of show that off. And I want to kind of show, this is supposed to be pretty much the same ship. When we look at this, and you look at how nice and contoured this is. Now, Globe did a very good job all back when, but they were trying to keep everything within a certain size. Where I will say, for the better or worse, it seems like they're actively trying to keep things kind of to a scale. So as we look at all this stuff, and I'll try and keep everything going, we're going to get this put together here. And I'm going to try and hold this at the same time, so we'll see exactly how bad I do. Try and snap this together here. If I can. I think I got her on there. And then we'll get the other side here quick. And it did look like it actually had like a little bracket on there, so it only goes together one way. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over here. So as we look, and as we look at the old one, now I've got the landing gear down on the old one, so you could see these just kind of fold down. And the new ones, we do have folding landing gear, but they're a little different now. So let's get these out, and then we can look at them all together. And then this one folds up. Okay. I can get her the rest away. Trying to get it all. Here we go. Now, keep in mind, the old one, we have landing gear. Now, in the new one, underneath the cockpit here, we do have landing gear. And you can also see that we have our torpedo launchers from the looks of it here, or something. So, trying to get that nice and close so you can see this. So it looks like we have something there. We do have quite a bit more detail on today's version compared to what we did all the way back then. We had really nice, I'm not going to knock this down because, as we have this hole here, the hole peg, again, that went onto a stand, so you could have this kind of flying in the air when you were displaying it. Where today we don't. This is either going to land or we're going to have something here. And let's get nice and close to our droids here. So this was an R2 series, or like R2 just kind of redone. Now in today, this is what R2 was. It was like H something or other. Okay, so it was 3 letters. So it is a little bit different there in that regard. And obviously, it looks a little bit bigger. So one of the things I really want to see is, can I get the new R2 droid into the old Y-Wing here? So let's kind of pick this up. Try and see if I can do this without getting my finger in the way. And it kind of does, but it's really kind of bulky. It will fit in there. It is a little bulky. So I do have the new one in the old Gloob. But getting the feet in is a little harder. So then we can do, we can get the new one in here. Trying to do this. And of course, my pool table is all full of stuff, so I really don't have my pool table available. And now we have to figure out how we have all of this. Does this all flip? I saw a picture where everything was, the old cockpit kind of came up and went back. So we could get the character in there. The new one, I thought I saw, it's hinged, so it actually flips off to the side, and yes, it does. So when you look at the two, you can see how it's all kind of flipped around here. Trying to get a good look so you can see this. Now obviously this one looks like it's been through a little bit more. It's all scuffed on the paint jobs and all that stuff from the old Galoob one. She's seen a little bit more rough and tumbles here. Where on the new one, it's a little bit newer paint job. Maybe they just took it in for some service work and maybe the pilot repainted it or something like that. Either way. But we'll get the pilot in here. Now I will say with the newer style, the pilot's sitting there okay, but in comparison, because you have to get the feet underneath here. Okay, where the old one now was all wide open, so you could just kind of slap it in there a little bit easier. So getting a pilot in there was a little easier than what it is today, but it's still there. It looks really nice. It's a shinier version, but it is actually, looking at it, it is a little bit longer. Not by much, but it is a little bit longer. When we look at the old, to get this all to work out, they have the clear plastic here. This is open, kind of like it was in the actual movies, so it works out pretty good. But I do think we have a little bit better detail, but I think that's things that we can do today that we were still kind of working on in the plastic industry back then. So here we are. All right, well, I'm happy to bring this to you. Hopefully, if you do decide to take a chance on this, this one was not on sale. I got it off of Amazon, so it was a little bit more than the other ones, but I really wanted to show the difference between what we had and what we have today, mainly because it's one of them that I have, and I could easily kind of do a side-by-side comparison, and I think it's interesting being able to do that. So with that, thanks so very much for stopping by. It's wonderful having you here. We'll see you in the next video.